In the previous video, we observed that the row space of the matrix is the same as the row space of its reduced row echelon form. Here, to remind you, we have the rows of A, and they span this plane. And then when we row reduced A to its reduced row echelon form, we found that the rows of the reduced row echelon form span the same plane as the original two rows of A. What is even more interesting is that throughout the entire process of row reduction, the rows of those matrices will lie in the same plane. Let's take a look at the first step. To start the row reduction process, we might want to divide the first row of matrix A by -2. And here is the result of this division. In the process of dividing the first row by -2, what we did is we reversed the direction of the row vector and we shortened it by a factor of 2. And so here it is, it's a shorter vector and it points in the opposite direction. And of course it still lies in the same plane. So now we replace the first vector by this new vector, and we have these two new vectors spanning the plane. Our next step might be to use the first row to wipe out the first entry in the second row. And the resulting second row, 0, 2, 3, is right here. And again, this row lies in the same plane. So this is yet another intermediate stage of the row reduction process. Now we have these two rows. So both rows are brand new, but they still span the same plane. Next, what we might want to do is generate a leading one. So instead of having the vector 0, 2, 3 as the second vector, we would have 0, 1, 3/2 as our second vector. And so all we did is we divided the second row by 2, and this is the new row, the new vector, still in the same plane. And we will turn this one off. And so now we have these two vectors. And the final stage in the row reduction process uses the leading one in the second row to wipe out the -1 in the top row. And so what happens is we get this vector right here, and this row goes away, and we have the reduced row echelon form, and these are the two rows in the reduced row echelon form spanning the same plane.